Good morning and welcome to Brain Development.
We will discuss about the effects of emotions/motivations on the decisions making. So, the brain consists of four regions, four lobes, or four parts. The frontal, the peripheral, optical, and the temporal. So each of the lobes have their own functions. The frontal has reasoning, planning, parts of speech, movement, emotions, problem solving. The parietal has movement, orientation, recognition, perception of stimuli. The occipital has vision. And last but not least, the temporal has perception and recognition of auditory, memory, and speech. Did you know that the humans have an old and a new brain? The old brain is located in the spinal cord, limbic system, and basal ganglia, which are the core of the brain. The function of the old brain has evolved millions of years ago to keep us alive and help us reproduce to pass our genes along. The new brain is the cerebral cortex, which are the frontal, parietal, optical, and temporal lobes. The new brain's functions are to imagine and create things, and to think about the emotions of ourselves and the pathway of sensory information. It enters the spinal cord on the same side of the body as the stimulus. The thalamus directs the signal to the cerebral cortex, or conscious perception.
Neurons pass messages to each other using a special type of electrical signal. Neurons receive these signals from neighbor neurons through the dendrites. Myelin sheets cover the axon to help keep the electrical signal inside the cell. The Schwann cells help regeneration, support neurons. They are a variety of glial cell that keeps peripheral nerve fibers alive, which is located on the axon of the neuron cell. The neurotransmitters transmit signals across a chemical synapse, such as a neuromuscular junction, from one neuron to another neuron. Neurotransmitters play a major role in shaping everyday life and functions. Synaptic pruning is a process of synapse elimination that occurs between early childhood and the onset of puberty in many mammals, including humans. This means that two neurons have disconnected and the lone neuron is no longer needed. The gray matter contains numerous cell bodies and relatively few myelinated axons, while the white matter contains relatively very few cell bodies and is composed of chiefly long-range myelinated axon tracts. The white matter is composed of bundles of myelinated nerve cell projections, axons, in which connect various gray matter areas of the brain. Myelin is a fatty white substance that surrounds the axon of some nerve cells, forming an electrically layer. This layer helps transmit faster and more efficient.
Next up is the limbic system. The limbic system makes new memories that integrate effect on cognition and behavior. The limbic system has three networks: HDPR, TAO, and default. Next, we have the basal ganglia. It is responsible for voluntary motor control, procedural learning, and eye movement. Its functions are to look for implicit rules and sequences of behavior for functioning in a given environment. Next up, we have the prefrontal cortex. It is responsible for anticipatory, future behavior, thinking, feeling, and perspective cognition. Why is it important? It implicates complex behaviors, decision making, and personality development. Finally, we have pruning. Pruning is weeding out unnecessary connections and strengthening the important ones based on the child's experiences. It occurs at birth and is completed around age 16, after puberty for some individuals. As you can see, pruning is a very important process.